Meghan Markle describes the story of her wedding to Prince Harry like a fairy tale, but Tom Bower describes it as the complete opposite of that. Here are 10 dark truths behind the royal wedding exposed by Tom Bower, and wait for the seventh one, which will leave your jaw open. Tom Bower calls Meghan's marriage to Harry calculated rather than accidental. According to him, Meghan has been positioning herself for a higher social circle, seeking a wealthy and influential partner. When Harry came into the picture, it reportedly became the perfect time to divorce her husband, Trevor Engelson, and begin a relationship with the prince. According to this perspective, this was the kind of life she had always wanted, and once it happened, there was no going back.
You're absolutely right. I mean, what I discovered was, of course, that she was hunting for a man in England from 2013 onwards, when her marriage had crashed and she couldn't find anyone in Canada at the time. And she wanted wealth and she wanted fame. And there's no doubt she targeted Harry and found someone who was a childhood friend of his who could introduce them. And then on the days before they met at their blind meeting in a club in London, she researched Harry very carefully.
In an interview, Meghan said that she did not know much about the royal family before meeting Harry, but Tom Bower says that's a lie. According to him, Meghan went into a detective mode and learned everything there was to learn about Prince Harry.
She researched Harry very carefully and knew exactly what buttons to press, that he would like Africa, was interested in animals, was interested in philanthropy. She's very tactile, she's very seductive, and she landed him on the first night, even on his own admission. He says, I realized on the first date, she was the one. And of course, that's because she's also a great, in that sense, an actress. She knew exactly how to play.
Tom Bower is confident that Meghan intentionally alienated Harry from his friends. During a 2017 Sandringham shooting weekend, Meghan reportedly challenged Harry's friends over what she described as non-politically correct jokes about sexism, feminism, and transgender issues.
This particular saga at Sandringham, which obviously was told by someone who was there, was a decisive moment. I mean, it's the moment where effectively she says to Harry that you've got to dump all your friends. And none of those people at his shooting weekend were then invited to the dinner after the wedding. I mean, that was the crunch, that she separated him from his hinterland. And of course, he does suffer now enormously.
Even at the pre-wedding of Harry's friend in Jamaica, Meghan was reportedly behaving in an arrogant manner and complaining about the food and service, further alienating the group. This was part of the reason some of Harry's close friends, who were expected to stand by him during the wedding, were no longer as present.
And the same then happened when they went to Tommy Inskip's wedding in Jamaica, which is a great friend of Harry's, who in the end was banned from the dinner after their wedding.
Yeah, well, I know at least 3 of the very good friends were apparently
banned, all by Meghan.
And then they saw all these celebrities filing in.
Exactly.
Who'd known her about 3 minutes.
Yeah, if that.
Reports suggest that tensions grew between them because of Meghan's attitude toward them, which created distance and strained relationships. During the wedding period, Meghan's family situation was unsettled. In preparation for the wedding, her father staged paparazzi photos, and his subsequent heart issues meant he missed the wedding entirely. Bower framed this as messy and avoidable public embarrassment. No member of her immediate family, apart from her mother Doria, attended the wedding. Her sister and brother did not receive invitations.
No, why did Harry never go to meet Thomas?
Why is that?
Well, I think because Meghan didn't want him to meet a fat old man. I mean, Meghan was very worried. That's why she brought her mother across the wedding just 2 days before the ceremony.
What do we know about her mum? Her mum's a mysterious figure.
Very mysterious. The book tells it all. I mean, the mother really was a very odd woman, disappeared for 10 years, effectively, during her childhood. That's why Thomas had to bring her up. And in the end, what Thomas says is that it was Doria who really engineered the split between himself and Meghan, because she wanted the fame and the glory.
The shocking part is that King Charles reportedly asked Meghan to consider flying to the United States to reconcile with her father. He asked whether she could see her father and make the situation stop. Meghan reportedly refused, citing security and privacy issues. This decision upset senior royals and cast a shadow over the wedding's modern family narrative. Tom Bower argues that during the engagement and wedding phase, Harry encouraged parallels between Meghan and his late mother, Princess Diana. This reportedly added emotional tension among family members who saw it as manipulative and disrespectful to Diana's legacy. Elements like the wedding veil design and public storytelling were interpreted as reinforcing this comparison.
But the idea that she was Diana was always a fantasy, both of herself and of Harry. And Harry completely misunderstood his mother, who he obviously barely knew, and didn't realize what a manipulative and determined woman she was herself. So he completely misjudged the comparison between Meghan and his mother had amazing status. She looked beautiful, she had terrific poise, she worked very hard at being a royal, she was very empathetic with a lot of sick people, none of the things that Meghan would ever dream of doing.
For many observers, these comparisons inflamed emotions, as Princess Diana had earned her status through years of public service. Critics argued that Meghan had not yet established herself in that way, yet the narrative was being pushed strongly. In the months leading up to the royal wedding, all hands were on deck to make the ceremony a huge success. Palace staff were putting everything in place, but Meghan Markle had other plans. Her perfectionist style reportedly clashed with centuries-old royal protocol, and she was unwilling to bend to traditions that had been laid down for generations. This led to frustration among staff and even those planning to help, making them feel undervalued and micromanaged. Some even stopped working for them. An example of this can be seen during the bridesmaid dress discussions. Princess Catherine was said to have given suggestions, but they were refused by Meghan Markle. She wanted things done her way, which caused minor altercations between Princess Catherine and Meghan. Staff reportedly felt bombarded with constant demands and requests for changes, creating an atmosphere where aides avoided direct contact with Meghan because any interaction could lead to corrections or new instructions. Tom Bower described the Sussexes, especially Meghan, as being deeply concerned with shaping their public image. The wedding buildup was reportedly used to promote a polished brand, sometimes conflicting with royal restraint and causing irritation within the palace. For example, the 2017 Vanity Fair cover story was headlined, "She is just wild about Harry." Meghan reportedly disliked the headline because she wanted the focus to be on her philanthropic work.
The whole problem she found with this last Vanity Fair issue, the hustle issue, is that she couldn't control the content. And she is somebody who believes, understandably, she's got to control everything down to the last full stop.
However, critics argued that the relationship itself became central to her public image. Meghan was seen as wanting to control her portrayal and ensure that every public moment aligned with how she wished to be seen by the people. She has clearly failed to do that, as Tom Bower saw through everything. Meghan is highly ambitious, and Tom Bower has revealed that her motive to marry Prince Harry was to obtain fame and power. Not just ordinary power, she wanted to become the Queen. In order to achieve her goals to become the Queen and to gain power, Meghan used Harry, which ended up ruining Harry's reputation as he had to fight against his own family. Not only does he have no chance of becoming a king, but both Harry and Meghan might end up losing their current titles in the future. In an interview with Closer magazine, Tom Bower said, "Meghan Markle wants to be queen. Kate Middleton has everything Meghan Markle wants. Kate is glowing, Kate is successful, Kate is popular, everything that Meghan wanted. Meghan wants to be the queen, and she doesn't want to be fifth in the line of succession with Prince Harry." In case she failed to become the queen after marrying Harry, Meghan also had a plan B. Looking back, the signs were always there. The guest list at Harry and Meghan's wedding was packed with Hollywood A-listers, and at the time, everyone just assumed it was Meghan bringing her world into theirs. But critics now say it was much more calculated than that. They believe Meghan was already planting seeds, building connections, networking with the right people, and quietly laying the groundwork for a future in entertainment long before anyone publicly knew they were planning to step back from royal life.
I mean, that is everything that matters. She's a creature of Hollywood. She knows that celebrity images is what earns the money, and that's what she must protect.
Bauer spills that the whole royal wedding was just a slick business move, with Meghan treating Harry like her personal launch pad. She used his title, his connections, and that glittering spotlight to rocket herself from Suit's sidekick to grabbing Netflix deals, book deals, and influencer clout along the way. Harry was the perfect stepping stone. Bauer drops the explosive opinion that Meghan wouldn't think twice about ditching Harry if a richer, shinier billionaire catches her eye.
Well, that's always been the view of many people, that she will dump him when he is no longer much use. But she'd have to have an escape route. She'd have to find a sort of a Silicon Valley or somehow aging billionaire that would want to take her on. I don't think she'd walk into the wilderness. I can't imagine any man finding happiness with Meghan Markle. I mean, I think it'll be pretty difficult.
Look at the pattern. She walked away from her first husband when the marriage no longer served her ambitions. She distanced herself from her own father when he became a liability. She cut off friends who couldn't keep up. What Tom Bauer's trying to say is that Meghan doesn't burn bridges out of emotion. She does it out of calculation. And Harry? He gave up his family, his country, his military titles, and his entire identity for a woman who, according to Bauer, may have seen him as nothing more than the most powerful stepping stone in the world. Bauer suggests that Meghan's loyalty has always been tied to utility. And if a billionaire, someone with deeper pockets, wider networks, and more doors to open, were to enter the picture, Bauer says she'll leave Harry in the dust while she levels up to her next empire. Meghan was not the first woman Harry dated, but when he met her, he appeared determined to protect her at all costs. He was fiercely protective, sometimes going beyond protocol. During the tiara selection, when Meghan reportedly refused the one chosen for her, Harry's response was said to be, "What Meghan wants, Meghan gets." This reportedly did not sit well with the Queen. Harry was also said to have distanced himself from friends who expressed doubts about Meghan. His protectiveness extended into wedding preparations, shielding her from criticism and frustrations related to protocol. This attitude reportedly led to tension with staff and family members. There you have it. 10 hard truths from Tom Bauer about Meghan and Harry's wedding. Which of these truths surprised you the most? Let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.